Looks like the old Shea Theater in Turners Falls will be coming back to life. WRSI radio host and Connecting Point contributor Monte Belmonte is president of the board at the Shea. He spent some time with Connecting Point correspondent Carolee McGrath. They discussed the planned grand reopening, potential programming, and Monte's hopes of restoring the theater for future generations to enjoy.
I live a mile away from the theater in Turners Falls, and my kids were part of a Shakespeare program, the Young Shakespeare Players. They're 11, they're 8. They've been in the program for a couple of years. They love Shakespeare. It's nice as a family to go walk a mile away to this theater that was doing all these great community things, including music and other types of theater performances. And the board that was running the theater decided they didn't want to continue when the town put out requests for proposals. I wasn't hearing a whole lot of chatter in the rumor mill about people who did want to step up to try to run the theater. And it'd be sort of like if you were a semi-professional baseball player and your kid's baseball coach quit and they weren't going to have a coach on their team anymore. It's kind of like your thing. You should probably step up and be the coach. And since I have an arts and entertainment background with my work in radio in Northampton, in the area, I said, well, let's put together a team that can take over this nonprofit. So we've got some amazing people working with me on the new Shea Theater Arts Center nonprofit board. I want it to be a hub for the arts for Franklin County, but I want to do it in a way that there is buzz and excitement regularly that will get people out into that theater, so that they'll want to see like what's happening at the Shea this weekend.
Right, and so what is happening at the Shea this weekend?
At the
Your
Shea
opening weekend.
This weekend is the Light Up the Shea event, and I didn't want to call it a grand opening or a grand reopening because we're really only at the beginning of what we really want to do with renovations in the theater, with installing a top-tier sound system eventually. Nevertheless, it's 3 back-to-back nights in a row of concerts, all of which $2 from every ticket goes right to the renovation of the theater. The first night is Red Bharat, which are sort of like an Indian Bollywood dance party band that are known for marching around with their percussion, as well as a DJ set from DJ Bongo Head. Saturday night is Speedy Ortiz, an indie rock band out of Amherst that's got a huge reputation in the country now, outside of just this area. And Alex F., whose band Rubble Bucket is relatively well known in the Pioneer Valley, and they put on an amazing show. It's a spin-off of that band. That's Saturday night. And Sunday night is singer-songwriter Heather Maloney, who kind of got her musical start in Turners Falls, has played the Shea beforehand, and now tours around the country all the time. She's done, she's been featured by the New York Times, and she's coming back, a sort of homecoming, to do a kind of a singer-songwriter-y Sunday night. And
so what do you think this will mean to the area, not just for the local artists, which I'd like to get to in a second, but also for the economy?
Well, every town in our area kind of fashions itself as being the next small arts town, and I think emulating Northampton in some ways,
right,
which has had great success over the decades as that. Not every town can be the next small arts town as an economic driver. The reason Turners is sort of uniquely suited for this is, Franklin County in general doesn't have a great single space for the arts that people focus on as the hub. We didn't have to buy this theater. We don't have a mortgage. The town owns it. We have a $1 a year lease. So all of the fundraising that we can do, all the revenue that we can generate can really help us put it right back into the theater and focus on, have a less of a focus on just paying the bills and trying to make a profit. We can really focus on what are the best events for the community. How can this event that we know is going to make money underwrite this event that's never going to make money?
Right.
So these events this weekend people are going to come. They're already half sold out. That'll be great for our bottom line. But when the Center for New Americans, who helps immigrants figure out how to become U.S. citizens, wants to put on a talent show at the Shea, probably not going to generate the same sort of excitement or revenue. They're not going to want to have people pay $25 a ticket for the shows, but they can charge $5 a ticket. We can cover our costs, and the bigger shows underwrite the other more community events that will go on there.
And you're bringing people up there who might otherwise not go up there.
Yeah,
correct?
and I want to be, there's a huge immigrant population in Turners Falls that I think largely goes underserved by the arts, and we're going to continue to try to tap into what kind of events does that population want to see at the Shea Theater. It's just as much their theater as it is the middle class white dudes theater.
So here's what I want to see. What I'd like to see is like a battle of the bands. I think there needs to be more things for like the high school age, even middle school age kids who are aspiring musicians, but who want to get out to play. You really can't have them in a bar
Right.
at 13 years old, but it
Yeah.
would be cool to have them in something like that.
Yeah, and the Shea Theater boards that have run it in the past have done a lot of things of that nature too, and I'm totally open to anything. And the other thing I'll say is, we're hoping not to be the producers. We're hoping for people like you, Carolee, to say like,
Here I come.
"Can you come book my band?" And
Yeah.
we'll figure out some sort of deal.
We'll pack the place.
Yeah, we'll pack the place. So we will help you produce your events there. But we're not going to be the ones always putting the events on. We're working with a bunch of different producers, from everybody from the Franklin County Tech School and their production of Grease to Signature Sounds, who does the Green River Festival and has already got a bunch of shows through 2016 booked, as well as Greenfield Community College, who also have a very small theater on campus there, but would like to get their performing arts folks into the public in a bigger way. So we've already created an arrangement with them throughout the course of 2016 that their performing arts department is going to come to the Shea and do some productions.
Okay, so quickly, tell us where can people buy tickets and how much?
SheaTheater.org. Each night's ticket is slightly different, but any ticket you buy, $2 is going straight to the renovation.
All right, Monte, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're going to be playing the drums this weekend.
I'm
too.
not sitting in at all. All right, maybe I
Well,
will. Maybe.
That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you.